Welcome to Real Lifeish Friends podcast. This is one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I'm Meela. Hello.
We're on episode number 40. And this is the last show of October.
The year done flew by.
I know.
Geez, October just said, all right, I'm here for a hot minute.
This time next week is going to be 6:45. And it's going to be November, and it's going to be 6:45.
That's right, because the time changed. It goes all back.
Yeah.
Geez.
So, yeah. So we have a great show for you tonight. So my question for episode number 40, do you think people allow their emotions to overhaul their logic?
Yeah, because people tend to be, they would say they going with their gut, which sometimes can be emotional, and you're not really thinking through it. You know, my gut says X, Y, Z, and then once the situation 10, 15 minutes go by, you're like, maybe I shouldn't have did that. I think people get them mixed up. Emotion, gut versus logic.
Yeah, I think people be in their feelings way too much. Don't get me wrong. We all need to feel our feelings and don't hide our feelings and let the emotions be the emotions that they're going to be. Do not get it twisted. I truly believe that. I also truly believe that sometimes because people tend to be in their feelings with the emotions and everything, all logic goes out the door for a lot of people. And I think that's unfortunate because I think that if people thought with clarity and spoke with clarity, then things would not be as screwed up as I think they tend to be, because a lot of times emotions, and don't get me wrong, like I said, feel your emotions, but sometimes your emotions make you lose sight of everything else that you thought about. Yeah, it just makes you lose sight of everything you're thinking about and everything, because of the fact that it doesn't allow people are too much in their feelings to even think about, like, oh, so what's going on, so I do tend to think that
check your phone, but people do tend to go with emotions.
I think people do tend to go with emotions, and like I said, that kind of robs you of being able to be logical and practical about a lot of situations, mostly because emotions make you cry sometimes. It make you also fall in love.
Emotions make you cry sometimes. Who was
most
it?
Of all, I think it was like a male group.
H-Town.
Yeah.
That's who
But
that
they make
was.
you also fall in love. And I just think that that's why it's important to I think it's always important to feel the emotions, step back, and that's why you don't need to respond like in anger. You don't need to respond like when something is going on immediately. Take a pause and be like, am I thinking logically or am I thinking with emotions? And if you think with logic, it's going to make sense later, because sometimes when you be in your emotions, that make you have to apologize to people later on.
Well, and think about it too. Think when people getting emails at work.
Yeah.
And they because things can be interpreted one way. And again, you can be going off emotions and you can respond to a way that that email wasn't even intended for it to be.
Yeah.
And then you done started, got things unnecessary situation at work because you responded different. So it can be loss of, your job you can end up without a job. You can end up on probation.
Okay. And I know that in this moment you're probably like, why are they looking at their phones? But we just got a text message about something. We won't just share it, but we just got a text message. So that's why we kind of but the show must go on.
That part definitely does go on. But again, your emotions can take you out of a whole lot of stuff. So again, that's why you don't need to make
rash decisions. Yeah.
Because you'll think about it. That's even sending a text message, calling somebody.
Yeah, relax, relate, like Whitley used to do on A Different World. Relax, relate, release. Because sometimes that's what you have to do, because you can't take back your words. Once they come out your mouth, you can't take it back. So you have to be very, very careful to make sure that what you say is what you truly mean and what you wanted to say. That's
Mhm.
why it's important to just be like, okay, let me feel what I'm feeling, but let me think logically
Right.
about the situation and
Because
say,
once
okay,
those words are said, say, ain't even coming. Relationships between family, friends, parentals have been cut because somebody said something that should not have been said. And now you suffer the consequences
okay,
of those words. And so you have to be careful in what decision you make based off emotions. Whatever
oh,
you do.
absolutely, yeah.
We
Because
eat when we
like I said,
emotional.
it's
We ain't
whew,
supposed to be eating. We drank when we
mhm.
now do I
I
really need
go
to eat
I go
3 to
walking in
12?
the park when I'm emotional. I said, let me go to the park and talk to the Lord. Let me just talk to the Lord because I help. But I do have to a lot of times take a step back and be like, okay, let me just think about this. Let me think about the person's situation they in. Let me
Mhm.
think about what they going through. Let me think about this, that, and the third to allow myself to be able to show some kind of give somebody some kind of grace and compassion
Right.
before I make statements that I can't take back.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Yep.
yep. So that is episode 40 question of the week. So the movie again, sometimes our movies vary on what they really are cuz sometimes they're more documentaries than movies.
I guess when I picked them, I don't know if since we on episode 40, I don't know if there's one movie that I can think of that I have suggested watching.
Absolutely not. It will either pick series or their documentaries. Now I'm all over the place. It can be I'm all over the place. Cuz actually I told her not to watch this movie. And that is The Perfect Neighbor.
Mm.
So for episode 40 or movie, TV show, document, whatever it is, it's something that we watched on the TV.
And let me correct them and go with this episode here again. Kimberly is the one that suggested this.
Yeah, I suggested she not watch it. Yes,
But
that's
she
what I
said,
did. She
"Wow,
was like,
she
I'm not
said,
I'm gonna watch it. I said, okay, we'll talk about it then.
well, she like, we'll talk about it." She did say, "Don't watch it," but I don't know if it was like just make sure you emotionally ready
Yes.
to
So
watch.
this is the story out of Florida, and I remember the story. I know a lot of people said they didn't necessarily remember the story back from a few years ago. I think it was 2022,
I think
2022
it
or
might have started in
2023.
one, but it did. It was recent. Let's put it that way.
I'm saying like when she actually did the
One
murder.
or two.
2023. 2020 2023 is when it occurred.
That was
So,
just like yesterday.
okay, just 2 years ago. So, I don't wanna say her name wrong, but I think I'm go ahead and say her name if you gonna say it right,
Hey,
'cause
I'm just gonna call it what the kids call it. The kids call it Karen, but that last name was tricky. It
no,
was
I mean the person that got killed.
uh I'm thinking about the one that did the foolishness. Her last name because it was kind of tricky.
Okay.
I think it was maybe pronounced AJ because I feel like
Yeah, but
it
it's
was
pronounced I mean, it's spelled Ajike, but I'm like you, I think they just may have called her AJ,
yeah,
maybe. So,
and
yeah.
that was because I had subtitles on.
But, yeah.
But I think
So this
it is AJ. It seems is what they were saying.
yeah. But, yeah, this is the story where the neighbor really just kept getting upset that the children were playing in not her yard. This was the side yard or community property. And it finally came to the point where she ends up being in her house and shooting the mother of some of the kids, AJ Owens,
Mm-hmm.
and she ended up obviously passing away. And the reason this, when I tell you, I'm just going to be honest, this is one of the stories, movies that I saw that literally had me bawling. I am literally holding my shirt, wiping, then took my glasses off, and I can't see without my glasses clearly. I have taken my glasses off to wipe the tears out of my eye because it was
I got up to
so
go get some
much.
tissue out my box
No,
with my
just don't.
glasses out too, like this. Tissue it all. Then I'm clutching.
Yes. The story is sad for a lot of reasons. One, this lady literally was harassing them
Pretty much.
for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
A year and a half, 2 years, however she was literally just harassing these people and their kids. This is a side story. And let me just give you a little background of me and Meela. Me and Meela both, we don't live in the same neighborhood at all. But we both have townhouses. We both have in-unit townhouses, which means that if you have an in-unit townhouse, there is patches of grass by your in-unit. That is community property.
And that
That's
is facts. I've been on the HOA board. That is facts. The only thing you own, baby, is this, and you don't even own that bad boy. Really? Only thing you own, pretty much, is
who let you be on the HOA board? They voted for
was
you. They voted.
yeah, baby. All you got is a porch in the driveway and that little patch of sidewalk. That's yours too. You gonna be. That's all you own. Anything else on the end unit, the back. If it's a trail in the back of it, baby, community. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
That's
so
the
because
thing.
this was kind of set up theirs was set up kind of like duplexes. I wouldn't say necessarily townhouses, but they were set
They're
up
more like
like yeah,
quads.
more like
Like this.
duplexes or quads, yeah.
Yeah, you was in a quad, and most apartments, some older apartments are kind of like that. You got two in the front, two in the back, which means everybody using the same sidewalk, everything.
Yeah. So like you don't and I can't remember whether or not she was renting or not.
She was renting because I
Okay.
think now she did mention like maybe I feel like she had mentioned that I was gonna buy those
Okay.
three or something. But then it was something that came up too where the guy said, I put a no trespassing sign on when, maybe the part that they could. So that's why I think she was renting to say, I think at the end of the day she was. Because it didn't give
Yeah.
the illusion that she was
Like
a
paying a
owner.
mortgage and everything,
Yeah.
yeah. So they were these are like these are kids. It's a big open area. Where else are you expecting them to play other than the street? I just don't get it. I still believe to this day she should have just moved to them 55 and older areas
You know what?
and leave them kids alone because if everything the kid does bothers you,
Mm-hmm.
then you need to live somewhere where kids are not expected to be. There look like there to be several kids in that neighborhood. Me personally, there are sometimes during the past summer or whatever, kids have knocked balls over onto my patio area, whatever. I don't care. It don't bother me at all. Long as nobody dog gets on my patio, I don't care about the kids. The kids fine, baby. And I have a whole glass table out there. Baby, I don't care. Well, it may
But
not be real
and this
glass.
is the thing, even if let's say if she owned it and she had been there, maybe when she moved in, it was a nice, quiet area. But after she done been there a while and in the neighborhood changes and then you get children and things, she could have sold it. Moved somewhere else that was a little quiet, more her speed. Okay.
Mhm.
Then the second option is, okay, if you are renting, it's going to be cheaper for you, ma'am, to just go and
Go somewhere else and rent somewhere else.
break your lease. Just
And
break.
this is like and she was complaining like doing summer like looks like it was doing summer hours mostly that she was complaining.
Mhm.
Where are you expecting these kids to be? Like they're outside.
And personally, I'm glad to know that some children is outside playing.
Bravo to the kids.
Didn't me? Because kids don't have to be outside playing. So again, if you done been there 1 or 2 summers, say you been there 15, been rent, the rent is good, it's close to where you want to go, you can, just stay there. But then you see out the while again, ma'am, break your lease, because it's going to be cheaper for you to break your lease than to sit and keep calling the police every 2 minutes. Go somewhere where it's quiet at, which is
Okay.
which is 55 and over. And you know what? Sometimes 55 is a little rowdy. So you can go 70 and older. Cause the woman wasn't no spring chick.
No, that's why I'm saying she at least was the 55 and older crowd. Now
65 and older.
I
She
said
had two,
55.
three cats right now. She's 65.
Now the neighbors, they stood up for each other
That's a
when
solid.
she
That's a solid
originally
community.
yeah, when she originally like, that's the community, that's the village, that's all these things that people talk about and
Yeah,
saying that they hope people go back to. These people were truly like, all the kids go outside and play, all the kids seem to be friends with each other,
their parents knew each other,
yeah, like
knew
it
what they
seemed
was doing. Yeah.
like a true village of sorts. So her son saw her being shot, basically, in a
Mhm.
sense. And they asked him, was he okay?
Mm.
And he said that I feel okay, but my heart is broken or my heart hurt. Baby, that's where I was like the old folks say, you could have sold me for a nickel because I wasn't no good at all. I wasn't worth a dime, baby. At that's why I'm saying a nickel because I was not even worth a dime at that point.
Then after
I was literally
that
heartbroken for him.
that broke me, but then too, it was just like to see again the kids and the neighbors and they dad. It was like the dad, it was like, I love y'all, but you know, your mama ain't coming. I mean, it was like he was real, but he was still
Yeah.
sympathetic, to what was, the situation. And it was just you could see the hurt, if
Mhm.
anybody has lost a mother, that hurt, and it's like you're all right, but again, like, and I don't even think I would have expected somebody at the age of 12 or 13, or however, 'cause they was
Yeah.
young teenagers, to say something again like that.
I wouldn't either.
I
That's
wouldn't.
why it broke me. It broke me. I said, "Oh, I am broken at this point."
That, and when they say the children are the future, I feel like that community of kids there,
They the future.
they the future. I think that, wow, I think this was a learning experience or even something they really shouldn't have to learn, or, but
Absolutely not.
but this should not be part of, any kid's life, to
Mm-mm.
witness something like that. So it's good. I like the fact of community where people,
Yeah.
because now people don't know don't know all their neighbors. And
I know
truth be,
I know
it's,
one of your neighbors, and I know one of your neighbors.
and truth be told, I probably would only know the neighbor that she know if I didn't have Sonny. Now now you get out and you really, you start to meet your neighbors and kind of know a little bit about them. But it also too depends on the neighborhood, because in my
Mhm.
neighborhood, everybody's pretty much maybe a dog owner. I think in the last few years, we've started, now that families are settling in, they're having kids. So we starting to have like 1 year olds come, the growths have
Mhm.
been been born within the last year here. So it's a mixed community. While you may not know everybody, you will know some. And people don't know their neighbors. Now, even if you're in an apartment complex, you don't know your neighbors.
I have never known my neighbors when I was in an apartment complex unless I've never known my neighbors. I knew other people that were not my neighbors that lived in the same apartment complex, but my actual neighbor, absolutely not. Unless I already knew you, I don't know you because I'm not gonna ever like. I'm not that friendly. I'm just gonna put it like that. I'm friendly, but I ain't that friendly.
See,
I
I'm
ain't that kind
friendly.
of friendly.
Well, I think, and it depends on who you talk to, that say how they became friends with lovely me or whatever. Some will say I'm easy to talk to and get along with, or some be like, oh, she may be a little standoffish. So, but I did know my neighbors, and that was because I chat, with people. And so I would say probably maybe when I was in Memphis, I didn't know any of those neighbors the two times that
Mm,
I moved. Well, I knew one when I started there because we both moved there at the same time. My other friend Kim. But when I left, when we both moved to, different apartment complexes in different side of the cities, I didn't know my neighbors there. Just passing by. I couldn't tell you nothing about them. But when I moved back here, I knew every neighbor
I know one neighbor.
and all of
And
your
we
living.
communicate through Facebook. I'm saying, like, currently. Prior to that, absolutely not. My old apartment complex, absolutely not. The one before that, absolutely not. The one before that, absolutely not. The one before that, yes, I did know a neighbor, only because, well, I knew somebody in the building, in that particular building number. I knew somebody because I worked with them. Have I called the police on neighbors? Absolutely. Do I know them? Absolutely not. You don't have to know people to call the police on them. Just want to say that.
And I'm willing to bet one of them will probably call. I don't even know what if it was a parking or a dog. We know two things that it's gonna be about: parking and a dog. And I
No, I didn't.
guarantee you,
I didn't. I have never called. I have never called in my from my apartment because of a dog. Or well, let me not lie. I called animal control when I was in Chattanooga because of it all. But the actual police and me calling 911, no, that has to do with, or the police department, it had to do with people being creepy
people be
and doing creepy
creepy.
things. Mhm.
Right.
One of them, I
I
think
feel
the
like I
neighbor,
heard you to call the police.
one of them, I feel like the neighbor was beating the girlfriend, and then I later saw him, like, leave out when, like, so I think he really was. I won't say exactly what state or city or any I won't give out my location information, but I did call the police. I did. The other one is because why is your back dirty? And you walking around knocking, I think he was knocking on doors or something. I called the police because that's suspicious activity.
Wait a minute. Was in what? And the back was dirty?
You just had to be there. Like, it was the most eerie situation possible. And I was like, if something is going on, because I was halfway scared to go to work that day because of this person. Like, it was that traumatizing to me. And I said, I must call someone.
Where did they live from your door?
Never seen that person. I've never seen him. He may not have been a neighbor. I've never seen that man before. I'm just saying, otherwise, I'm a good neighbor. I don't be bothering nobody. I don't let no dogs. I ain't got no dogs, so I don't let no dogs poop in my yard, in their yard. I don't do none of that stuff. I mind my business. I'm nosy, but I just be minding my business. I will call the HOA on people too. That's because of dogs. That's
So Kim is that secret neighbor that Karen was.
no, because I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, Kim is not gonna
No.
interact with you. She's gonna call and be in her house. Meanwhile, the other lady called and was still outside out, causing trouble and taking pictures and shit and throwing
But
skates.
this is only extreme situations. I feel like this is only extreme situations because not when I first moved here, probably about a year or so when I moved here, everybody allowed their animal to poop in my patch of grass that's in front of me. As Meela said, that doesn't belong to me, but it's the patch of grass in front of my house. And how dare you keep on allowing people, your animal, to poop in front of my house? Who wants to smell that? So I got sick and tired of them doing it. And you act like we ain't all wired for video cameras. The whole community was built as a smart community. So it has all these video cameras and everything. So yeah, because I got tired of people pooping. And we still complain about people pooping sometimes. But I'm
Just
just
like they
saying,
did over, I mean,
otherwise I'm otherwise, long as let me just say this. If you are a responsible dog owner, I am not your enemy. The person that I'm cool with, that's a neighbor, they have a dog. No issues. We understand each other. No issues. Long as you're a responsible pet owner, I would never have an issue with you in living in a neighborhood. Cause I don't care. Now, if you let your dog roam free, I have a problem with it. And I did take a picture one time of somebody and their dog and sent it to the HOA and said, see. Cause one thing about me, I don't care if you call me a Karen. I'm gonna be what I'm gonna be.
she doing all this and will be in the house. She ain't coming out interacting. She gonna take pictures, but you ain't gonna know she took them.
Posted on the Facebook page.
But she ain't gonna come in. She gonna come out. She ain't gonna do nope. She gonna do all her stuff in. That lady there on that picture was fucking with them folks. If you in
Yes.
the house, first of all, again, your front door and your patio door next door to each other. You got two doors. You gonna hear
Yeah, that was the weirdest setup. I was like, "Why they keep going to that lady back door?" I'm like, "What are they doing?" Like, I was so confused.
She got 2 doors. She got a patio door and a front door, and they all ain't nothing separating them probably but a wall. So therefore, go on. But anyway, so ma'am, you in the and then you in the unit number 3, which is next to the area where the kids playing at.
And then, like, it wasn't this is my thing, because the people my neighborhood Facebook, they be going off because apparently people was popping firecrackers or something the other day. The fireworks was going off. I don't be caring. I don't be knowing. I mind my business as it relates to things like that for real, for real. Like, long as it's not involving my safety, which is me stepping in poop or me having to deal with your unhinged animal, I don't really say anything for real. But like this
Unhinged.
is like during the middle of the day. Why are you complaining about noise? It's like, because don't get me wrong, most cities, because I believe my city has a noise ordinance.
Mm,
And just like, if you remember back in the day in the dorms, they had
quiet
quiet
hours.
hours. Yeah. So, they have certain amount of time, well, certain periods of time that you don't need to be loud and things like that disturb, because it's kind of like disturbing the peace and stuff like that.
Right.
She was always complaining normally in the middle of the day.
It did seem strange because again, I don't even know if they mentioned what her profession was.
Like, I don't know if she worked anymore.
Well, yeah, because I don't.
Let
She
me
seemed like
Google.
she was maybe old enough to get a little Social Security or whatever, but I can't remember if they said what her schedule was when she had to be at home doing the day, where she was just always with a migraine, and folks they were just playing too loud. Everything was just too loud for her, so that's why I didn't know what it was that she did.
Me
What
either.
was she?
And by the way, her name, the perpetrator name, well, now we don't have to do anything alleged because she was found guilty. So Susan Louise Lorincz,
I don't
something
see
like
it.
that.
It's spelled funny. Louise
L-E-Z. I mean, yeah, Susan Louise and
Susan.
then the
She looked like an
Lawrence,
old
something like
Susan.
that. Let me see if they say what she did.
I hope she was no
But
school teacher.
no, she
What
just wasn't happy. She was just a miserable person.
what was she?
Like, because and it wasn't like the
Wait a
kids
minute.
are
What did it
playing.
say she did though?
Oh, I'm still looking.
Oh, okay.
My thing about it is this. It wasn't like the kids were crying. The kids were laughing. Like,
Being
to
happy.
me, kids laughing and things like that, that seemed to be joyous occasion and things of that nature. So you have to be a miserable person. Like, I understand if a child is crying or like the kids are outside throwing temper tantrums, but they were literally just outside, like playing football, soccer, whatever they were outside playing,
Happy
tag,
doing
it,
what
whatever.
you do.
Just yeah, they were just, enjoy like you said, enjoying life, being kids.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing was too far fetched or anything. And they just really seriously had a problem. And keep in mind also, she kept saying that she had video evidence, and I don't know if we ever saw the video evidence. And
I think the
also
most
keep in
video we
mind,
saw was the police officers.
yeah, because keep in mind also that this documentary was to me, it was kind of different from the rest of them because it was mostly comprised of body cam footage.
Which is different because I haven't
Yeah,
never come
like
across
that's a
anything like
different,
that.
yeah, that's like a different like point of view and all that stuff to basically to me because they're going to the people and I know people had critiques about the officers, but to me, I thought the officers tried to do a great job
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the situation of the lady keep calling and all of this stuff
Yeah.
and trying to make sure that everybody kind of understood exactly what was what, don't go on her property, but this and them telling them like this is your property, this part is your property, and
Right.
you can't really complain about something that's not necessarily your property. Like, if you want to go across the street from me and, let your dog poop in their yard, I don't care. Cause I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Long as it's not affecting mine or you letting them come on my patio, then that's when I'm involved. Otherwise, I really just don't care like that.
Right.
But
I will,
I
I
think
will agree. I think it actually showed a time where they weren't afraid of the police. And it's like their minds weren't tainted that all policemen are and women are bad. And that
Yeah.
didn't it like you say, they were neutral, you know. They were very neutral. And I think it warmed their heart too to see kids
Yeah, actually
playing.
playing.
Hmm.
They never, from the footage that we saw, body cam footage, the police officers never, especially to the kids or the parents, they never came in any kind of aggressive or any
Right.
kind of manner. They were very chill and laid back, and I
Hmm.
think that helped soften everything for it, because I think if you came with them with some kind of aggression, obviously you're going to be met with similar aggression that you're also going to be providing. That's why these whole cop situations, I'm like, and this is just people in general to me. Can't, like they say, you can't be out here creating hell for people. Excuse
Mm.
my language. And then then not understand why people ain't being angels. You can't
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
And so they came with compassion. They came with like,
Mm.
hey, we just trying to get the story. We just trying to understand exactly what's going on. Nothing accusatory,
Yeah.
nothing like that to them. So it made them want to open up.
Yeah.
And she seemed to be very honest about what was going on and everything. And then she wanted a different life for her kids because she was trying to, get up out of there, because they also, like, everybody got tired of the neighbors because that neighbor apparently called on everybody.
Right.
So,
And it seemed like she was, I think, I don't know if it seemed like she was just kind of fixated on, I don't know if it was just that kid or maybe just kids in general, because we just know she didn't like kids, but it was just like, I wanted to say, ma'am, just leave. How many times you got to call? And
okay.
it was like, one time she called and said the dog was being put in the truck. And that man,
Yes.
that kid,
It's like the dog bigger than him.
you
But he
know,
also cracked me up because he was like, hey, such and such, what's your brother name?
he said Africa or Isaac or something. He was like,
But it was like the other one or whatever. It was because I think it was really Isaac, but he
yeah,
called him. Yeah, I think maybe the girl is Africa or something
yeah.
like that. Like, what's your brother name?
He was like, she calling on some bullshit. And then like and then the little white lady, probably got a black boyfriend or whatever. Let me check, tattooed with her cigarette, her short hair, a ponytail, going toe to toe with the police. I mean, she run back here scared. I bet she won't say that. It was like, they was kind of, there was some neighbors. Let me tell you that. But I
Yeah.
guess what really pissed me off was, one is they interviewed her that night, but then she went home.
hmm Well, they told her not to go home. They
Yeah.
said, you may want to, stay somewhere else tonight. You
But
may want to
again,
stay somewhere
they let her
else.
go. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Out really, arresting her. But again, she wanted to, go home. But before I get to her and down in the good interrogation room, was the people at the good detectives when they was telling, okay, how long was it before you called when you hung her from the police
hmm
to when you shot her and help arrived? And it was that victor. It was like she immediately went into victim mode.
hmm
It seemed like it was 10 minutes and it could have been a few seconds. So I just felt like she was going to come through my door, you know.
Yeah, I fear for my life.
Yeah.
I just feel for my life.
But then it was like, okay, they say, okay, well, why you didn't call back or you hung up, if you really fear for your life. And then, you just shoot through it, which now, not if somebody was bamming at my door. But again, I'm going to say if somebody bamming on my door and I don't know them and have no history with them, I feel like, you know, maybe you're trying to protect yourself. I don't know. But you knew that lady.
hmm
You have been messing with that lady. The lady just maybe wanted to just talk. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they all told the kids, don't argue with her. Come get an adult.
hmm Yep.
But she will argue with the kids. And then an adult come bit wanting to have adult conversations. But then I feel like again she pulling that victim intimidation
hmm
card and fearing for her life.
you can't find your cell phone, but you can easily find a gun. And that's why I truly believe those kids when they said she showed them the gun and said that,
Mhm.
I truly believe those kids because trust me, you don't know where your cell phone is
You just hung up
after
on the
after
picture.
you just got off the phone.
You just hung up from them. Then not only that, what make you think them people ain't? First of all, you senior, you elderly, you don't know about clearing no cookies or your search history on your laptop, a tablet, and then you looking at stand your ground because you said you saw somebody on Facebook. Cause we know you up of the age that you be on Facebook probably a bit much, but you on there searching. Stand your ground laws. And you knew that it happened with somebody at a gas station.
Mhm.
So again, you so scared, but
She
what? You ain't doing nothing.
Unfortunately, I think it's very similar to kind of what's going on, which is kind of off topic, but it's kind of similar to what I think is going on right now in the
Mm,
world. Well, not the world, United States, where they keep doing things to people because people haven't given them the reaction that they want. And they keep doing things to get the reaction so they can respond how they want to respond and be the victim. And unfortunately, you know, this situation caused someone to be able to lose their life and is very unfortunate. But I feel like everything that she did, she basically, in a sense, kind of planned it
yeah.
in a way, taking the iPad, saying all of this stuff. And I feel like we as people may not call the police enough or
Mm,
tell enough, and that is why some of these situations happen more, to try to give it a safe out. Kind of like when you back in the day, watch the Lifetime movies
mm,
and the people would get abused. And sometimes the ones that get abused, like they'll have a setup, they did the calls, they did the,
yeah.
reports and all this stuff. So when they
Mhm,
turned back around and said, you're no longer going to be existing on this planet anymore in a body form, that's what I feel like, in a sense, she was doing.
mhm.
Basically, was laying out a trap to allow herself to be put in this situation that she can do something to somebody and be like, hey, because they were harassing me. Hey, they were harassing me, even though clearly she was the harasser.
Yeah.
But I think we don't call enough to be like, hey, because
We
I
just
felt
don't.
like they probably should have called the
Yeah.
police on her, especially when they was mentioning the guns and she doing that to the kids, regarding the guns. I think at that point the police probably should have called. And I understand why people like us don't call.
Mhm.
Or people that look like us don't call, because like I said, I call.
Let's just say you live in particular neighborhoods, and
Yeah.
they not gonna come. But again, we also taught to turn the other cheek. Just not, we that's how they are. You just figure out a way to maneuver around them, which gives them more fuel to do the
Yeah.
foolishness that they do. Because I think again, if people would have called before she did, and I know that may sound crazy, but again, I think because she done called, so now you have to sit here and defend yourself or explain
Mhm.
why the situation that happened. When she done
Yeah.
told her part, and you looking at a good 9 times out of 10, they gonna believe her versus
Yeah.
somebody else. So I think if they may have, I don't know if this situation could have been avoided, honestly. I mean, I think
Mhm.
she was intimidated. I don't know, because if she was really scared again, you'd have moved. You like
Okay.
where you was living at. The price must have been right for you to stay there.
And then went home and was like, free
Like
and clear, baby.
like
Thought she was just gonna be free and clear.
like you just ain't shot through that good front door. Then you get
And
back. So you done went home, able to get some stuff, and you still out here fucking with these folks. Cause now you rubbing it in their face that you done got out one time, the first time, and you done pulled that truck up to the front instead of the parking spot. So now you at your front door,
just
and you
doing too much.
and you still run around here scared at playing the victim. No, nope, you're not gonna do that. And then you get
Yeah.
down there, finally get called down there, and them people go over all the shit that they done found on you. And you sit there like this. I ain't moving. Nope, not doing it. Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, stand
Like
up. Nope.
that was so bizarre. I'm not. Girl.
How you gonna tell these people what you ain't gonna do? and sat there. No, I'm gonna die. If I move, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Well, I would say have it, but you getting up. Like the man said, we can get you down there where the help is, where the medical folks is, but we need you get.
Okay, he sure did tell her that. He sure did tell her that. Well, how else we gonna give you treatment if you don't get up or something like that?
Yes,
Like, don't get me wrong, we're laughing because we're finding some humor in things because
yeah.
that's just who we are. But it truly was a sad one. But we just know how to find humor in things that we probably shouldn't.
She not. And at that point there, when she felt that she was entitled enough, cause see, first I was mad. I done cried. I'm like, all right, we gonna ride it up. So with the people, standing 10 toes down with I was like, we got this. Then we get her in there, then they let her go, and I'm like, oh, this lady better not.
Feel the thoughts, remember, feel it, feel it, feel it. Feel your feeling.
I was like, no, she not about to go home and change her cat litter box. No, you not about to do that, ma'am. My people's across the street planning a funeral. They around here, get ready and bury this woman. You run around here packing up your overnight goddamn bag. No, ma'am.
Okay.
And then you get down there. Them people that went and asked you these questions, they knew this stuff. It was 2 minutes. She gonna say it was 10.
Okay. And this is 2 minutes from her calling 911 or the police at first to her shooting. 2 whole minutes.
That woman just got the first boom, boom, boom.
That's why her line about the whole couldn't find the phone, lady, you just got off of it. You just got through talking to the people. You just got off talking to the people. And now you have no idea, but you was able to find your gun, but you weren't able to find that phone that you just used 2 minutes ago.
And then you gonna get talking about now you saw it on somebody's Facebook because they was talking about it, but you knew where it happened at the gas station, ma'am. And when them people say you lying, we got everything we need. We just really trying to see what you gonna say.
Yeah. And I believe your roommate, I mean, not your roommate, your neighbor yesterday mentioned the kids, about how the kids all like, when the mother passed away
Mm-hmm.
and that whole sad situation, that the kids all rallied around each other, giving them, each other hugs and
They
everything.
did. I think I may have mentioned that, yes, because it was just like everybody was so in tune. And again, it really showed when it takes a village, or you got a neighborhood, and everybody takes care and really look out for each other. And maybe it was just everybody was experiencing similar things. Who knows? But the fact that everybody was in tune with their emotion and was there for them is what I think I probably did extra few minutes of crying with that.
Aww.
Because again, it's nice kids ain't always just so, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
But then she get on down there and tell them people she ain't leaving. Yeah, you going.
Okay, she didn't want to be booked.
She thought she was gonna go. She think I didn't mean. Then you want to start I didn't mean to shoot her, and then wrote on, because I was wondering if that man was coming back to that notepad. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
They asked her to write something to the kids.
Mm-hmm. I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shoot her. I shot out of fear. But you done been bad.
Through the door. They was like, so she had to get to like 2 doors or whatever before she even got to you, and they're all locked and you are afraid. Go to jail directly.
Straight
Do not
down.
pass go. Yeah.
Come on, man. You going on to jail. And said that, and then she didn't look like the same person. I would say that.
No. I said, wait, hold on. Yeah, I'm some confusion now at this point, because what I saw in that body cam is not what I saw in the not okay.
Honey, she was good and weary. See, when you do wrong, you look wrong.
Okay.
Do wrong, look wrong.
Yeah. It's definitely, I think it's definitely something. It's emotional, but it's definitely something to watch.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts on that?
I'm glad she in there for 25 years, which means hopefully she will die in there.
Well, okay.
Because now you're going to, whether your family, we don't even know if you had children. We'll get on the good internet and find out. But you need to, I want you to suffer for what you did to them children. And that's on Mary Had a what? Little Lamb.
I can't get my drum roll back.
But
Can't get my drum
it
roll
worked
back.
out a little bit today.
So yesterday we went to PandaFest here in lovely Nashville, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Now, if you're not familiar with PandaFest, PandaFest is basically Asian inspired festival that is several cities.
Mhm.
And this is the first time that they came to Nashville. And when I tell you that the people that had bad experiences, the people that had great experience, the
Mm.
people that were indifferent, all those people were probably telling the truth. They were probably all definitely telling the truth.
Yeah.
I personally had a great time.
I
Uh,
did too. I mean, it
I
was not. Let me say this. My experience, it was definitely, I had a good time. It was fun. It was something different for me. I would say the only thing that I disliked, while Kim was, we had both got tickets, or we all got
Mhm.
tickets, the group of us
And we
got
also had
tickets.
another set of friends that another friend that also had got tickets early as well. I just
Uh-huh.
want to
Yeah. So
preface
we
that.
all was going to the 1 o'clock one.
Mhm.
And so where they had it at, let's say this,
Fairgrounds.
that
Nashville
wouldn't,
Fairgrounds.
well, yeah, I guess it was the
Well, the
fair.
Fair Park, they call it Fair Park, Fair
Okay.
Park.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was like, well, because I did park on the racetrack, the
Okay.
speedway, and it was by the soccer field. So again, a large park. And um, so Kim was already in there. Again, our tickets were for
Mhm.
one. Clearly Kim got there before one, a few minutes before. And her
'Cause I
friend.
had to park and everything. It took us about we got there a little bit before 1, then we parked, and by the time walked over there and all that stuff,
Mhm.
we got in through security probably somewhere around 1:20 something.
Okay. So
Yeah.
say 1:20 uh was when I was in line. So Kim had
Okay.
probably, yeah, because I think parking, and by the time we got in line, it might, because it appeared to be moving pretty fast when we got there, the line to get in. So again, you in
Yeah.
this long line or whatever.
Because I think when you had called, I think when you text or whoever text, I think you all had just parked when we got out of the car.
Yeah,
So y'all weren't that far
behind
behind
you.
us.
Huh?
Yeah. But it was a definitely difference between them and us. Let me
And
just
that's
say
fact.
that.
And then the set after me, the group after me,
There was a
because
difference.
it was it. Again, my friend and I, we were in line. So say when we moved up the line, because, folks won't always be late or whatever. But when we got there, and we was at least probably a good 10 steps from the metal detectors, they stopped letting folks in. So I was right there. They was like, the fireman said, fire chief said, too many people in here. We got to let a couple come out before we let some come in. And I'm like, okay, a couple done went out. So it's enough to let two in, cause group, there was several of them coming out, but they was just like, can't come in. So then they was like, now we don't know when we gonna start letting folks in. We just don't know, but if you got a ticket, no, before we even moved up, they were like, no, tickets can be purchased, but if you already have a ticket, you can come in, at that time, your time slot, 1 to 4. 10 steps. So maybe by this time it's 11, it's 1:45. Kim already in. Kim
Mhm.
probably first pot sticks in.
Now we walked around first before we decided where we was gonna eat.
Get you first meal in. So we out there, they said we ain't let nobody in. We don't know when you can come in. People on the side, the Asian family, so we can make this at home. Let's go. He was like, we out. Sir,
Whoa.
we glad you can make it at home, but you right here. You might as well
Okay.
wait.
You close to the finish line.
You right here, and it's like you just jump and you there. So then they said they making an announcement and said we finally letting people in. Well, now our other friend said her and her friend just got in line, and when she texted us pictures, she was at the racetrack.
Baby. Oh,
She said we gonna go to go. That because by the time you get up here, It's gonna be 3 o'clock. You at the
Man,
racetrack.
it's gonna be dang near 4 o'clock by the time.
But once we got in, I will say this, it was fun. I mean, there was a
Mhm.
lot of food there. Uh
Yeah.
lines were long at some places, but you can clearly tell those were the popular places where people was at. Vendors, so it was definitely different type of stuff, I guess. More crochet. I guess Asians love crochet. Is that
Hmm.
safe to say?
I only went to that top layer
Okay.
vendor with a hat. I didn't go nowhere
So
else.
crocheting a lot of like I guess panda is a thing. People love pandas. I didn't know that. I just didn't know. Uh, but it was fun.
Mhm.
I Shazammed because this mean I am of a certain age bracket. I Shazammed me 2 K-pop songs. They were catchy. Uh, and the dancing, they had like a school from UTK that came
Mhm.
down. They was dancing because evidently K-pop is a thing. It is
Mhm.
so much of a thing that schools have a group. Or
Mhm.
yeah, so did not know the club. Let me say that club. Let's put it there. At a
And
club.
they go to many locations to perform their duties, mostly in around the Knoxville area, because this was University of Tennessee in Knoxville.
Didn't know.
Mhm.
Hey, did not know. And let's just say this: the K-pop music is it's a
It's
plus.
catchy.
It's
It's
catchy.
catchy.
It's catchy. I mean, if you didn't know they was Korean, you really would have thought it was, uh,
Some little R&B pop
little
going
R&B
on.
pop. You'd have thought they was B2K maybe. I don't know. You would have known. You'd have thought it was somebody. LW. You would.
I know. Not promises, promises.
I'm just saying.
Nobody thought that. I give you Cheetah Girls,
Okay. Again.
even though they're some of the same people, but
Okay.
still.
Again. You would not have known any different whether it was B2K, Danny Kane, or 3LW. You wouldn't
You
know.
break it down again.
Day 26. You would not have known anything different had you thought that if them people was Korean. You'd have been like, you bullshitting me. Them is not Koreans singing them songs, and so they were catchy. And the dance moves was too. So it made for a nice experience. Everything there were foods that I tried that. Well, I guess I kind of maybe stayed in the safe zone. Because they did have a lot of squid. Uh, what else
Mhm.
did they have?
Well,
Eel. Yeah, they had a lot.
had
The
some very
drinks were good,
interesting
and
choices
and
of
the fruit
things.
drinks. I didn't buy any alcohol. I mean, it was just standard alcohol. So you know what? Was there any alcohol inspired Asian drinks?
Well, I actually have, I know there is Korean because I've had it because one of my friends, I won't say where she works at, but she works with a lot of Koreans,
Mm-hmm.
and and she's friends with a Korean, and I have it's like Sunjoy or
Hmm.
something like that. But it's like, 'cause they have the Japanese have oh my goodness, why am I drawing a whole complete blank?
Hmm.
Um, what do the Japanese have? The
So, okay.
sake. But I think the Korean one that I had is like Sunju, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm saying anything offensive, please forgive me because I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying. Like, 'cause I have a bottle there, but I don't feel like getting up to show you the bottle
We
because
take your word.
yeah, because I'm professional at the top and I'm less professional at the bottom. I'm not gonna get up. So
Anyway, I
but
didn't go to the alcoholic bar. I was trying the Asian inspired drinks, and they were good. They were they were good.
now, couple things that I wanna say. Um, it is best to go as a group.
Mm. Yeah.
because you're not getting any samples. And most of those plates are very full plates. So it's way too
Mhm,
much for somebody to eat that and then try to eat other food. It's just
mhm.
not going to work out for you. So I would say probably groups of at least 4
Yeah.
would probably work out better for you for your pocket, because the first couple reviews that I saw, people were like, yeah, I spent $400. And I'm like, what are y'all doing with y'all life that y'all are spending this kind of money at this place? Because I did not spend that much money at this place.
I didn't I mean,
And
of
I even
course.
got a souvenir.
Yeah, I mean, there was no I couldn't just spend 400. Now, while maybe a good 100 I think would be safe. I mean, because and that's maybe including parking, and that's just
Yeah.
buying stuff. It depends on what want to eat. But I think we kind of towards the end, maybe if we bought something again, we kind of shared it. Because one thing I bought was the candied fruit, which tastes like
Mm.
it was, and I'll make sure I post it on our social media. But it was might as well say candy apple, but it was a candied fruit.
Strawberry, and she had strawberry and grape.
Yeah, strawberry and grape, and it's like eating a candy apple. That's basically all. It was just minus the extra redness for sweetness or whatever. Sugar that
Flavor.
sugar that they done boiled back there, cornstarch or whatever, and dipped it and let it get harden up. Now I will say this: they were making it so fast, I guess, and for the people, because one station was making it and selling it, and then they had 2 other stations that was selling it also. So they're making it one and move it to the other 2 or whatever. So it was still maybe kind of warm. It still had a little heat to it, but not where it was just unbearable hot. But you can
Yeah.
still tell it was still fresh. Uh but, was it worth what I
It
mean, it
was
was okay.
$5.
Yeah, it was $5, so just to try it was good.
Yeah.
Um, the other dessert that I got, which I had seen it on, Instagram and also too at the Asian market I go to, international market I go to, the ice cream that is shaped like
Mm,
fruit. So I had the mango,
I had peach.
she had peach, and then I think
She
Brittany
had mango with you.
yeah, mango. Uh, and then they had a lemon,
Yeah, and I'm like, who is out here eating a lemon?
mango, peach, and was it one more?
No, I think that was it. It was said something about peach something, but I didn't know if that was a real something else. I didn't
Right.
know if there was,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
because I
so,
feel like lemon was just kind of be tart.
well, and
That's
given the texture of it, I would say this, given the texture of the ice cream, because it wasn't your ice cream where it normally gets
mm.
soft and melty when you eat it. This was kind of like a taffy, like a little saltwater taffy, cold, but don't melt as much as ice cream.
I say it would give me the consistency of like a froyo, more like a frozen yogurt to me
Mhm.
ish, but it stayed like it melts, but it doesn't melt, if that
As
makes sense. But yeah, but I think, you know, I hope they do come back next
I would
year.
go back.
I hope if they come back that they clear out the people that was at the earlier time slot to make
Mm.
sure that people in the correct time slot is able to go at their correct,
Or just have it.
during
I
their
would say
time
just have it
slot.
at definitely a place that can accommodate maybe, and I guess they did it maybe for crowd control of
Yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for? Vendors.
Because it wasn't crowded to me. Like
No,
there were
once you
some.
got in, it wasn't
No,
overly
it
crowded.
wasn't crowded. Like, the line was a lot more hectic than
Oh yeah.
what was inside, because you could freely walk around and everything. I avoided all the dogs. Um, yeah, and, like, there was, like she said, there were some lines longer than others.
Mhm.
The Korean, to get it, the Korean corn dog line or whatever they wanna call it, I think that's what it is.
Mhm.
The line to get your food was a lot longer than the line to actually order it.
Right.
and there was a like I said, there's a lot of other ones that were kinda like that. There were some things that I have not seen before in my whole entire life, and I did not know so many pancakes existed.
Yeah,
No clue.
different types, and you go to the
Yeah.
Crackle in the Barrel all the time.
But these were not like Cracker Barrel pancakes at all. They were different. They were different. Uh, the 2 things that I wish I woulda did, I wish I woulda got my garlic noodles,
Mm.
and because I didn't at that point, I was just tired, and I was like, "I'm just gonna go." Um, I wish I woulda got my garlic noodles, and I wish I woulda tried a Bauman? Is that what it is? Like the little
Oh, the little balls that like jelly balls, cause the drink I
n
had the
no, 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 no,
Bamba
no, 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 no.
Bamba, something
No, no, no,
Bamba,
no. Like this is food, like Bama or something. The
sticky.
little, short taco to me,
Yeah.
like the little thing.
I saw that. I think I
Yeah.
would have done without the, what next, hibachi. I would have done without it.
That's what you took that home, right?
Yeah. I would have done without it and probably gotten noodles and another type of meat.
Okay.
Yeah. I would, but overall, I would go back. I definitely, out of if we doing 1 to 5, I definitely give it a 4. And the reason I wouldn't give it probably the point 5 was because of parking and walk and, and having to wait. But I think it was fun for my little picky self.
Oh, yeah, because you are very picky.
Mhm.
The best deal that they had, no lie, was the dumplings. The
Mm,
fried dumplings was the best
pot
deal.
stickers or whatever.
They pots yeah, fried pot stickers. They were
4 for
8
8.
for
4 for
15
8? No, 4 for
4
5.
for 10, 4 for 10, or 8 for 15. Yeah, that was the best deal.
Yeah.
And like I said, you just gotta because a lot of things were giving you a lot of food, and you just if you're not out there eating for it, if you can't hold all of that food, then don't be out there trying to go out there with all of that food.
'Cause I
And
really
thinking
was
you
full
need to
when I got
eat at
home.
every yeah, and thinking you need to eat at every last one of the stations or
Mhm.
whatever. Now, did I wish they had, like, smaller size samples and stuff like that? Yes, because a lot of people was having $35 food
Mhm.
items. Like, it was a complete entree, like, it was something that was gonna fill you up, but
Right.
I'm like, "How are you gonna sample some if you're eating $35 worth of a big meal that's full, have a to-go container filled up?"
Yeah. That
Like, to me,
samples
that
would have
wasn't
been good.
yeah.
I think that
Yeah,
definitely would have been good because it's not a full commitment. Now, I'm like, maybe some of
exactly.
the dessert, yeah, you just have to, but
Yeah.
food-wise,
It was some things that it wouldn't make sense
mhm,
to
sample.
be like, you can't do the ice cream that we had, you couldn't really
Yeah.
sample that. You wouldn't really necessarily be able to sample, like, a corn dog or something like that, but far as I'm concerned, like, when it comes to a hibachi, yeah, let me get you some rice and put a piece of meat on it
Yeah.
and call it a day. Like,
Mhm.
there's ways that you coulda did it, that would have been, to me, more effective, and to be honest, I would probably even pay more money if I if I knew I was getting samples.
Yeah, because and now that I think about it, I don't even recall what the VIP section, like, I don't know if I saw it, and even to know what all it got as far as food and beverage wise.
I think they just had the section where they could sit, and then they had the nicer porta potties.
Okay. So nothing extra. And a bag.
I don't think they
Okay.
had yeah. I think they may have gotten a one more gift or whatever, and that
Mm.
was pretty much it. I don't think they got, like, too much. But overall, I would definitely go back. I would definitely go back, but I think they need to up the price and then allow people to be able to get some samples.
I would say even if
I think that would work in their favor if they did
yeah.
it like that, you
I
know?
think even if they was to do like a general admission, you buy whatever you're gonna buy. Okay.
Yeah,
VIP or you move up a level and then that would give you like
samples.
no ticket
Yeah,
would give you uh two meals or two something from one place. You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like valued at
Yeah,
whatever
and they could be
and move
smaller
it up.
portions because
Right.
nobody you do the portions that they gave you, you don't need those if you're going to sample anything else, because you're going to either have to throw that away or be holding it the whole entire time because it's way too much food. So yeah, so they probably should have just did like a more compact, smaller portion type thing. And I think that's what to be honest, obviously I'm not in food, industry or any food service industry or anything like that, but the portions and the prices, while they made sense, they just didn't make sense for the type of festival you're at.
Right.
If you're trying to try multiple foods, it makes no sense to go spend $30 for a plate that literally could probably feed you and your whole family.
At least you
If
and
that's
you and somebody, a friend that come with, because again, you can, once we got kind of slick to the pot stickers or whoever they is, the second time, yeah, okay, I get 4, you get 4. You said it's cheaper, but again, it helps to have friends that have that like a variety of things where you can share. I think overall it was fun. It was a great experience, but probably next time to be a little bit more strategic and what you sample or who you go, who you go with. Because really, I think that's all it is. Just who you gonna go with that don't mind trying something and you don't mind trying what they buy. Because again, you all gonna end up eventually spending the same amount, and you all, because pretty much we all ate the same thing.
They ate stuff that I ate chicken beef, pork. That's about it. But yeah, overall, very, very good experience. Like I said, they need to organize it a little bit better for the time slots to make sure that that's better. But other than that, overall, great experience.
It was fun.
So the last thing we're going to be talking about is none other than Versus. We have Meela representing for Team No Limit Soldiers.
No Limit
And of
Soldiers.
course, I will forever and always represent for Team Cash Money, because what Juvenile said, we're taking over for the 99 and the 2000s, and just off of GP purposes, just off of GP, I will always be Cash Money.
Well, let me just say this: Juvie carried all of Cash Money. Let's just say he carried it. He carried that group last night. Him and maybe BG, because Cash Money is an army, better in the Navy. I kind of forgot all about that song because I forgot about Chopper Style. No, that he wasn't Chopper. Was he in Chopper Style? Chopper Style.
I was like, Chopper Style was No Limit. No Limit.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Chop. Well, that was one of my songs too. But anyway, I loved it. I feel, and I saw this, somebody posted this online. Clearly, Versus is still unorganized. After
somebody was like, they was like, how you gonna pay for only 90 minutes at the how you gonna only get a 90-minute spot? It didn't start on time. It was so confusing because they said it was on Apple. I think originally they were saying it was on Apple TV. It wasn't on Apple TV. It was on Apple Music. And luckily my friend had a login, because I'm like, I don't pay for that. I pay for the songs that's on my Apple Music, but I don't pay for no Apple Music. Like, I buy them albums, and that's where I begin it in. Because baby, I listen to free Pandora, and I listen to the free YouTube. Baby, it's on demand. I'm not allowed to.
Well, I put so where I was watching it, my TV downstairs, the video, clear Apple Music is only available on Samsung and can't remember the other TV. So clearly, Vizio said no. So
I have a Roku. Roku was I had to download. I had to add the channel, but I added the Apple Music channel.
And even clearly, I don't think Amazon or Prime has that. So anyway, so I had to go with the people on the YouTube. So I watched it on YouTube. Part of it I watched on YouTube, and then the other part I actually looked at it on via Apple Music that I get with my phone subscription. So I watched it on there. Or was it Instagram? I watched it on one of them, Instagram. I can't remember if it was Instagram or on Apple Music. But I feel, again, like that person that said, after all these months or years, Versus still ain't got together. But then you get two hot groups out of New Orleans, and you just gonna sit there and get them 60 minutes?
Okay.
Really, you gave them 90 seconds. What you gave.
And I was so disappointed that I didn't hear the beat drop on 99 in the 2000 for Juvenile. How you let that happen is beyond me. And first of all, and second of all, will somebody please tell Master P, why are you walking in place? Why are you doing this? You don't have to do that to rap. You could literally have some kind of swagger about yourself.
That
But
person must
no,
have
you
been
want
doing
to
that for
sit out here and
years.
do a high step. I know, and it's weird because I went to the No Limit Soldiers concert in the Huntsville at the Orient, and I'm like, it just looks weird, especially on TV. It looks weirder. Like that's just weird to me. Weird.
But I will say it was good. I wish it would have been a different platform, or maybe not at Complex Con or whatever was going on with Complex or whatever on why because I feel like that didn't get the time that it deserved. I think
No, it didn't. It didn't give you the full experience that you were looking for as a person that grew up in that area. I mean, in that era. It didn't give it the full that it needed to give. Because I really was Juvenile got his all by himself, and I love Juvie.
Juvie carried it. I have to say Juvie carried that for Cash Money. I don't even know if Lil Wayne was there if he could have carried it. I just think Juvie carried
First of
that
all,
whole thing.
was Wayne gonna even remember words?
I mean,
are we sure that he know how to remember words? I'm just asking a question.
Might not, maybe the old stuff, because I don't. Good question. I don't know. It's concerning. He wouldn't even know.
No, because apparently, from what I heard online, I don't know if this is true because, baby, again, I cared about Juvie. I don't really even care about Lil Wayne, so I'm just you just got to understand who I am as a person. So I didn't care. As long as Juvenile was there, that's the only person I really cared that was there, and that was it.
He was.
And Juvenile was there. He said something about the fact that supposedly he was saying that if the whole Hot Boys or whoever couldn't be there, then including Lil Turk, and I gotta go Google Lil Turk because I don't know who Turk is.
Clearly,
Then he was not gonna be there
while he was on stage.
Yeah, because apparently I don't know what the drama is, but let's look Turk rapper. Yeah, I don't know what the drama was surrounding that, but apparently they were saying that Lil Wayne was saying he would show up if all the Hot Boys gonna be there. If all the Hot Boys were not gonna be there, he's not gonna show up. So
okay.
And unless he playing wee 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 wee, that's the only song I like. Then I wouldn't have cared. Like, just saying.
Let's just say again, Juvie carried Cash Money last night. And you think Juvie had those hits. I think Juvie is the main artist over there on the Cash and the Money.
Yeah.
Which of
course, they have, Wayne and stuff like that. But to me, I didn't realize this until a couple years ago. I think it was 2019 when Alabama A&M, your school that you graduated from, had Juvenile for their day party, or y'all call it day party, I call it a concert.
That might have been 2 years ago.
That was like 2019. Like it was back in the day. That was like 2019. That was pre-COVID.
Really?
Yeah, that was pre-COVID. I'm almost positive that was pre-COVID.
Maybe. I just felt like that was maybe. I remember that one because they did kind of move. I think they moved stuff. They've moved stuff around since then.
So I didn't realize how many hits Juvenile had until I went to that concert and I said, "Oh my goodness." this is incredible. I know all of these songs. And even last night, even though just went recently in June to a No Limit Soldiers concert, I knew the words to Cash Money. Now, do I know all the words? Absolutely not, because I'm never gonna know all the words to any song, probably. I'm gonna get it confused. But did I did I sing along and rap along? Absolutely. Because Cash Money, aka Juvenile, because again, that's all I care about. Because I literally had to be like, who is that guy with the dreads that keeps popping up?
That would be
And
BG.
then, yeah, and then I was like, oh, I forgot all about BG. Because I was like, because obviously I know what Manny Freshie looks like. 'Cause, they- people be saying that. People be saying Manny Fresh look like a.
And they have been, that's true. They do say that. I'm like, now y'all dead wrong about that. You can say something about a fat uncle, but goddamn, y'all ain't gonna say that man look like the stud. That's pretty wrong. The people is wrong for that. Blessed be the fruit.
But yeah, I enjoyed myself.
I enjoyed myself with even with No Limit with Mia X, and then they, break it off something, and chopper style and all of that stuff. Let me tell you, I remember Master P probably was more vigilant during my college years. I don't know. I mean, they would be really neck and neck, but I mean, it was an awesome verses once they went through it so fast. Uh,
I was just trying to confirm the date.
okay, Juvie the
And
Great. What day was he?
okay.
What was he in Alabama?
I mean, I didn't realize it was gonna pop up a video.
See what happened?
Now I can't figure it out.
My God. But Team No Limit, hustler, baller, gangster, caterpillar, who I be, your neighborhood
Your
drug
nipple.
dealer. A
What
young
was
nigga that's
this?
bad, we get right.
Yeah, it was 2019. It was 2019. That's what I thought. And y'all do be calling it a day party. I be calling it a concert, but y'all be calling it a day party.
Yeah, so this year was boots on the ground, trying to see who was the hype blues person last year. Was it Sir Charles or King David? What's his name is?
For King David. I don't know who was there, child, but
I remember if
that
I didn't
year,
know who that song. One monkey don't stop no show. King Charles.
yeah.
King Charles.
But yeah, it was 2019 when Juvie came.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Juvie got hits. Juvie had me up. And
Again,
I also like I don't know.
it was good. And you know what? I didn't realize that I was wearing the T-shirt for the National Museum of African American Music.
Yep,
If you're in the Nashville
Nashville.
area, go by there.
And they also have the Christian and gospel music one that I need to go to.
Oh, we both need to go to
That's
that one.
also in Nashville. Yeah, I need to
Mhm.
go definitely.
So yeah,
Uh,
make sure you
so yeah,
go to these museums and get you some history.
I have a shirt too. We could have been twinsies.
But you want to represent Alabama, the wrong Alabama. Still go Bulldogs. I love you.
Okay, so for my shout out for episode 40, I am going to give. Where is it at? Because I want to make sure that I do justice for this. Um, as I am 100% troller of none other than Meela, I have to give a shout out to the Magic City Classic and the fact that Alabama State University down in Montgomery, Alabama, was the winner, and they beat Alabama A&M, aka the school that Meela went to. In fact, the score was 56-13. Did y'all try? I don't know if y'all really tried to win. But my
Bulldogs.
shout out is going to be to Alabama State for winning the 84th Magic City Classic down there in Birmingham, Alabama. And again, did y'all pinch them? Did y'all pinch them?
What did your school? What did your school
My
homecoming
school?
do?
Well, that's on the homecoming. Well, we won on homecoming.
Mm,
We won in our homecoming.
mm,
That was the first week of October. We
mm.
won. Mhm. Mhm. But yeah, they played that all in that Legion Field. And the Hornets took the win.
Okay.
So my shout out as part of me being a troll to Meela is the fact that Alabama State won the Magic City Classic and beat her school. Mhm.
It's all right, Bulldog.
You know, there's next year. I think y'all lost. Is this the fourth time y'all lost in a row? Like this the fourth loss,
I'm
I
not sure,
believe.
but
I think that's what someone was saying, that it's like the fourth loss. So did y'all band win, or at least? Probably not. But oh, let me ask you this question, by the way. Since you attended a HBCU, did you go to the games for the band? Did you go to the games? Let me just get that out the way. Did you go to the games
I
back
will
in the
go
day?
in. Yeah.
Okay. Did you go to see the football team, or did you go to see the band?
Um,
Exactly. Exactly. Like, people probably knew the drum majors more than they knew who the quarterback was.
thanks. I knew more people in the band than I did in the football on the football team. Well, I take that back. I knew an equal amount, but I knew I didn't know nothing about football. I'm just be honest.
Okay.
And that's a good thing you brought up, because I think in line, it was one of the doctors that I used to work with when I was traveling. I saw him, and he went to TSU, and I don't know. Oh, and we was talking about stadium wise, and when people go in the game, or if they, whether you tailgate or you do tailgate and game. And it was like, okay, do you go for the game or you go for the band? It was like the band. I was like, do anybody really go?
Really honestly think that, hate to differentiate between the two, but I feel like the HBCUs mostly go for the band, and some of the PWIs go for the actual football team.
Mm.
Now and then there's gonna be the mix that just goes to tailgate, baby. They don't even really be caring what's exactly going on out there at all in that field, because they ain't going inside. They are not gonna go inside.
That was me
I
this
think
year.
it's three different people. I think it's band, tailgate, or it's band, tailgate, or the game.
Mm-hmm. About
But yeah,
right. And in my case this year, it was straight tailgate.
yeah.
Walk down towards the field just to kind of see the score from the outside. But yeah,
Mm,
mostly tailgating.
okay. But anyway, for episode number 40, that is a wrap. This is for a Real Lifeish Friends podcast. This is one of your hosts, Kimberly.
I mean,
Peace up, A-Town.
beep 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 beep. Bloop, 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 bloop.